Hello, so in the last video we looked at the operators in C++. So in this video we'll look at the loops in C and C++. So the loops are used to execute the certain set of statements that are in the program until the condition that we have applied becomes false. So it is just like the statement, there will be a loop and the statements in that loop will be executed and executed and executed till the condition that we will provide will become false. So there are two types of loops in C++, that is entry control loop and exit control loop. So mainly in entry control loop, the condition is verified first and then the statements inside the loop are run. But in exit control loop, at least once first the statements are executed and then the condition is verified. So even if the condition is false, it will execute at least once. So entry control loop mainly are while loop and for loop. So the syntax for the while loop is, we'll have to write the keyword while, then the condition applied, anything like n is greater than or 10 or n is less than 10, and then the statement inside the while loop. Then we have the for loop, and the syntax for the for loop is, first of all we have to write the keyword for, and then we have to initialize the initial value, then the condition like I initial value, like we suppose we initialize the value of I equals to 0, then the condition is I is less than 10, and the increment decrement I plus plus, and the statement inside. Then we have the exit control loop, and it just consists of do while loop. As you can see, first we'll write the keyword do and inside the statements, then while, and then the condition is verified. So first of all it will come to do and then the statement, so the statement will run at least once, then the condition will be applied. So if we are outputting something, so it will be displayed on the output screen. So now let's head over to the IDE and write some code. So here I've written the basic header files, included namespace standard and the main function. So we'll just write simple program for while loop first. So we'll just take an integer n and we'll get the value from user. Enter the value of n, in. Now we'll apply the while loop while n is less than 10. Now I'll write the executable statement inside this. While n is less than 10, we'll just display the value of n. The value of n after that n plus plus. So as you can see, first of all we have just taken the value of n, that is an integer type variable. Now we'll ask the user to enter the value and we'll get the value from the user. Now we have written that while n is less than 10, so n, if n is like less than 10, like 1 2 3 0 minus 1, then it will come inside the loop and it will just display out the value of n. Suppose our n is 1 is less than 10. So when 1 is less than 10, this condition is true, it will come inside and it will write the value of n, then the value of n, that is 1, then the n will be incremented. So let us just run it and see. As you can see, enter the value of n. So suppose I just enter the value of n as 5. So the value of n was 5, so n was less than 10, then it was displayed and then n was incremented, then n became 6, the value 6, then it was again executed and then n was incremented, it became 7, it was on the displayed on the output screen, then n became 8, then n became 9, after that n plus plus, and n became 10. When it became 10, so 10 less than 10, the condition is false, so it just exit out of the loop and the program terminates. That is how we use the while loop. Now we'll just change only this portion for the for loop. So for n equals to 0, n less than 10, and plus plus. Inside we'll just display it again. Cout value of n is n and l. So now we'll run it again and we'll enter the value of n again as 5, and you can see the answer will be same like the last time. Oh, so we have just given the value of n is equal to 0 here, that's why it happened. Let me just close it. So we will not take the input of n this time. Now I'll run it, because the value of n is overridden when it was inside the for loop. So first when we, in the last case, when we give it the value of 5, but when it came here and the value of n became 0, that's why it displayed all from 0 to 9. So first n is 0, condition is verified, n is less than 10, 0 is less than 10, it moved inside the loop, it displayed this statement value of n is, and then the value of n, and then n was incremented and the loop continues till the condition became false. Now for the do while loop, we'll just put it and cut this one, do. So we'll just display value of n is n and l, and after that increment n, or this time we'll just reverse the condition, we'll just decrement n and we'll give the condition while n is greater than 0. Now I'll run it. Okay, here's an error, forgot to put the colon. Now enter the value of n. So here when I'll enter the value of n, this condition will run at least once, then the condition will, so first of all we'll just go for the true condition, so n must be greater than 0. So I'll just enter 10. Here you can see the value of n is 10, then the value of n is 9, 7. Now we'll just look at a false condition, that is false, and we can see the code will run at least once. So value is 0. You can see it at least executed at least once. So you can like this, you can use these loops in many cases, like you can use it in array and then showing the patterns, and in many more ways. So we'll just look at those in the upcoming videos. Thank you.